Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here. And let's wake up those football gods here on this finally freaking Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It is almost the weekend. And we are one step closer to the Dallas Cowboys beginning their quest for the 2021 season. And as we look at it, we are currently 76 days, 10 hours, 34 minutes, and 40 seconds away from kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's coming hard and fast, and we got to figure out who is going to be on the field, who is going to be playing significant minutes, who are going to be the leaders on our team. And I feel pretty good about everything that we've seen for the most part this offseason. We've seen Dak Prescott, of course, coming back. We had concerns about the injury being as severe as it was. Could this end up being an Alex Smith type injury? Something that's going to linger. Will he be ready for training camp? Well, that whole thing has been answered. He is good to go, ready to go, and will be going full blast at training camp. Of course, our offensive line. We were worried about those guys, and apparently they are healed to start the season. But, every player is one play away from being injured, and that's just a fact of football. And we, of course, worried about our defense. It's funny to me how talking heads out there will say that, if you were bad last year, typically you're going to be bad this year. And I was talking yesterday in my evening video how amazing and how much change happened for the Dallas Cowboys defense in literally 1 year. From 2013, when the team was 8-8 with Tony Romo at the helm, our defense was historically bad. We gave up 436 points that year. And after the end of that year, we lost DeMarcus Ware. We lost Jason Hatcher, who had a career year with 11 sacks. We had Orlando Scandrick suspended for the first 4 games. We had Sean Lee mess up his knee in the first day of OTAs. And you looked at a team that was 32nd in points and yards and losing 4 starters to start the season. You knew there was no way in the world that defense was going to get better. But lo and behold, that defense went from 32nd in points to 15th in points, from 32nd in yardage to 19th. This is an amazing turnaround. And it was all with guys that you wouldn't expect. There were no names out there. It was a no-name defense, and they did all that. They did that with a few free agents, and they did that with some young talent, and they changed coaches from Monty Kiffin to Rod Marnelli. And this is kind of the same scenario where we've kind of gotten rid of a lot of aging veterans and older guys, and we've got an influx of youth. We've got guys that basically are fighting out for contracts, and guys like Randy Gregory who know if I play well, maybe I'll get that big fat payday and make up for those years that I lost. And so you have incentives there. You've got a coach who's now on the rebound from Atlanta, who has had a great track record as far as the defensive coordinator. And so you look at these pieces and say, it's possible to turn that around. As much as everybody talks about the Washington defense, which went from 23rd to 4th, a lot of that was the competition they were playing because they were having a bad schedule. We'll find out more about the Washington team when they play Tampa Bay and Kansas City and Green Bay and Seattle and Buffalo, if they are everything that they are cracked up to be. But as I look at the Cowboys defense, this is one of those situations much like Washington where we play a lot of the dreads on offense. We don't face a lot of great quarterbacks other than Tom Brady and, man with my hair, Pat Mahomes. This is an opportunity for this Dallas Cowboys team to get some games under their belts against lesser competition, to get some confidence to start building up. Now, we're going to rely on a lot of the talent that we brought in here. Micah Parsons seems to be like the real deal. My man Quentin Bohannon looks like he is going to clog that sucker up the middle. But do we need to worry about Kelvin Joseph? Is Kelvin Joseph that guy that we draft and just doesn't pan out? That happens everywhere. And it's not just the Cowboys. People will point to and say, oh, the Cowboys suck. They drafted Taco Charlton, and he wasn't crap. Okay, yeah, well, we did draft Taco Charlton, but we also drafted Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick. We signed guys like L.I.L. Collins as an undrafted free agent. We brought in guys like Tony Romo. We got Dak Prescott. Nobody hits 100% on their draft picks. What you hope to do is that you hit on at least 50% of them. And the question is Boss Man Fat the one that we have to worry about? It was reported that he came into training camp, mini camp and OTAs out of shape. We know about Lyle Collins last year, who came into training camp out of shape, and it ended up leading to injury and a lost season for him, as well as the Dallas Cowboys. And you, as a rookie, whether you're a first round, a second, third, fourth, sixth round draft pick, you got to understand that this shit is real. Those guys that I played against, the best of the best, are now what I have to compete for a spot. Now, we've heard that Boss Man Fat, who likes to rap, nothing wrong with having a side gig. YouTube is a side gig for me, as well as making arts and crafts and stuff, my racks and things. There's nothing wrong with having a side gig. Dak Prescott, Lord knows, his side gig is, Miller Lite, Bud Light, the hot sauce, yogurt and everything else. Dak Prescott got a hellacious side gig, Jordans. But he understands what the main gig is, the thing that got me here that gets me my attention. So we had him show up to OTAs not in the best of shape. Then ends up getting, according to, we can't really say for sure, but we believe he had COVID and was in isolation for 10 days because of the mask emojis and stuff that he popped out there and things. So when he did come back, now he's been sick, weakened from already being in bad shape. And that's not a knock necessarily, because COVID is one of those things that happens. Although with the knowledge that we have right now and trying to be more careful, maybe you look at that and say, maybe, here it is, you're a rookie. You're already in bad shape. You need to be focusing on football instead of being around others right now. Get out there and get in shape. I'm not trying to trash. I'm just kind of looking at it from my perspective. This is my job. This is my opportunity. It's not guaranteed. And if it does not work out, what are my plans in the future? Because here's the thing that's sad, and I'm not sure if the numbers are exactly right, but Chad Johnson was talking about his training or classes or mentoring program for NFL players, because 78% was his number he quoted of NFL players are bankrupt 2 years out of leading the league. Let me say that again. 78% of NFL players are bankrupt after they leave the NFL within 2 years. And if the only thing that you have done all your life is to train to get to the NFL, and you do not have a plan B after that, then you're in trouble, buddy. Especially if your plan A doesn't work out because you're not quite there. The Dallas Cowboys have a need. We know this is an opportunity for a young guy to earn a spot. In fact, draft day, they were already penciling him in as the opposite starter of Diggs. And sometimes you begin to believe the hype that all I got to do is show up. Brother, this is the NFL, not for long. You better be out there making your way, because, son, they will use you, and when they are done, they will say, boy, bye. And if you're not ready to go, see ya. So he has time. He's got 3 weeks and 6 days before training camp opens up. I hope that 3 weeks and 6 days creates a focus to decide, do I want to wear this star on my helmet and give it my all? or do I want to be a rapper? There's no shame in the game of what you want to do. I was talking to my man Colton, who was a big football player in Texas. Colton's cool people, big guy. And he decided football's not for me. And he's going into wrestling and some other sports. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because in the end, you have to figure out what it is that you enjoy doing. And some guys are just naturally gifted at football, and they do football because, well, they're just naturally gifted in football. But for football to really be a success, you truly have to love it, because there's a whole lot of work, a whole lot of pain and heartache and everything else that goes with it. And that's not for everybody. Some people can't take it. So Kelvin Joseph needs to figure out real quick where his heart is. With that being said, I'm going to get up here. I got to get this cutting board together and stuff from my main man, Thomas, who's in town and wants to get one of those. My knee is actually feeling quite better. They gave me hydrocortisone tablets yesterday. The first day was really good. When I got back from the hospital, I was actually able to walk around, and that might have been the medication that I was on. I woke up yesterday morning in a lot of pain and started taking the hydrocodone, in which case it gave me the sweats, made me loopy, and really didn't knock out the pain that well, and was using the crutches most of the day yesterday. Today, down to the ibuprofen and walking a little bit better. So far, so good. And today I get to take the wrap off and I can take a shower and get it wet. So we'll see what it actually looks like, see how much swelling there is. And then I think Monday I start therapy. So with that being said, I'm going to go up here, try and get a little other work done, and I'll be back later on. Might do a live stream this afternoon, but of course tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, our regular live stream. Hope you guys all join in and have a great Dallas Cowboy Friday. Watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!